Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the 20th Asia Tefl, the 68th Teflin, and the 5th Ineltas 2022. I am Widya from Universitas Terbuka Indonesia, and in this opportunity, I'm going to deliver the result of my research study under the title, How Indonesian Learners Perceive Their Progress After Having Intensive Classes in an English Village. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this paper, are discussed two items in the background. The first one is problem underlying the research study and then solution proposed after reading and conducting some literature study. As we know that English is developed as international lingua franca in the world. However, in Indonesia, English is still a foreign language and is rarely used in a broad community. So lack of authentic experiences in using English for communication is a significant obstacle for Indonesian EFL learners. Even after studying for many years, students are often unable to communicate well with native speakers. And these problems may also be faced by the EFL teachers in the implementation of teaching and learning process. Even though these EFL teachers are ambitious to teach students about English. However, the students may be reluctant to learn because they could be shy, afraid to make mistakes, or disinterested about English. English instruction may suffer from insufficient timetabling, poor resources, inappropriate materials that do not match to the students' proficiency, limited facilities, and overcrowded English classroom. All these problems have engendered student perceptions that English is burdensome. So the Indonesian government is working to improve students' attainment of desired foreign language outcome by providing more opportunities for immersive education. And one kind of immersion program provided in Indonesia is English Village. English Village is a rich environment that integrates the learning of a foreign culture with language teaching through experiential classes in which learners can interact in English outside of the classroom, offering substantial opportunities for transactional authenticity. And the largest English village that exists in Indonesia is Kampung Inggris Pare. For the information, Kampung Inggris Pare is a fully running community located in a suburb of the town of Pare in Kediri region of East Java, Indonesia. The village is organized around 160 English institutions, and these institutions provide students with instruction in English, and the village includes many community business such as bicycle rentals, food stalls, dormitories, boarding houses, cafes, and restaurants to meet daily needs of the students from across Indonesia. And besides this, the surrounding Japanese and Bahasa-speaking communities also support an immersive language environment by providing facilities and services to the students in English. So to learn and practice English speaking directly, people from across the nation and also the country try to participate in this English village. And the diversity of the students' origin suddenly make the adaptation process in the English of Kampung Inggris Pare unique. And this unique and attract the researchers' attention to study the investigation of this immersion program in different area of fields. So considering the benefits and the unique of Kampung Inggris Pare, this study will investigate deeply how Indonesian learners perceive their progress after intensive classes in this English village. Okay, let's see the research method. This study examined Indonesian learners' perceived impact on their cognitive and non-cognitive progress after intensive classes in an English village. I purposely selected participants and location at Kampung Inggris Pare because this is the largest Indonesian English village, and then teaching and learning are somewhat different from what is often encountered at school. And then for the participants were involved in this research with participant observation, selective interview, and photograph. And then the data were then analyzed using the interactive analysis model to collect, produce, present the data, and draw conclusion. And then I became, in Campus Pare, I became an active participant, and then I immersed myself ethnographically for 3 months to observe the participants' daily life in and out of the classroom. Okay, this is some literature review about English Village that I have explained before. And then this is some information about Kampung English Pare that were adapted from Fahri 2019. Okay, let's come to the result and discussion. To find out how Indonesian learners perceive their progress after having intensive classes in an English village, especially in improving speaking skill, I investigate the impact of learning strategies implementation based on learners' perception. And then 8 items arise. 7 were asked to investigate the EFL learners' perception of their cognitive progress and also non-cognitive progress. And the rest was asked about the EFL learners' judgments of their English growth in general. So let's come to the EFL learners' perception of the cognitive progress. 3 questions were developed based on the cognitive strategy applied in learning English, especially for those who take the speaking class. This question aimed to know the learner's perception of their pronunciation, vocabulary, and speaking fluency after studying for some months in English village of Kampung English Pare. And then to make it miserable, I limited participants to give him response to one of the answer option, namely highly upgraded, slightly upgraded, and unupgraded or didn't upgrade it. And further investigations were carried out on students who were still experiencing a minor improvement. And let's see the chart. The chart explained that among the 3 types of cognitive aspects that appear in learning English, especially speaking skill, vocabulary proficiency was the most greatly improved speaking elements. 11 students respond to it. And the second cognitive aspect that highly increased was speaking fluency, in which 8 students contribute to sharing their feelings. And meanwhile, the last one was pronunciation, in which a level of highly upgraded was only felt by less than half of the participants. And then you can see some response about vocabulary and the reality of fluency improvement and also pronunciation. 2 reasons were equated or argued by the students who had obtained very rapid progress toward vocabulary. The first one is vocabulary improved rapidly because they often discover new vocabulary when they immerse in natural conversation in this English village, whether in class, camp, or in broader social interaction. Some also said that apart from getting the benefits of daily use, they had a target of vocabulary memorizing or reviewing at camp. Some were based on their self-initiation, partly because it was mandatory and a camp rule. Okay, for fluency, the difference in response was clearly seen among students who had just come for 1 or 2 months with those who had stayed and studied in Pare for a long time. Students who had experienced in a rapid increase in speaking fluency were students at an advanced level because they had long experienced the impact of this English village. They always claimed to try to use English as much as possible, and this effort was really beneficial for practicing fluency in speaking because the longer they use English in their interaction, the more fluent they spoke. And then talking about the improvement in pronunciation, this is felt to be slowest and most difficult compared to the other 2 types of cognitive aspect. Because one student said that pronunciation was rather difficult because even though a learner had made many effort to resemble a native English speaker, it would be still not be exactly the same because the tongue was different. So this option implied how a person's accent greatly affected pronunciation in English, and they need an extra effort to improve this skill. Practicing English in this English village could form good pronunciation by itself. However, this achievement would be found for a long time if it was not given more attention and effort. For example, taking a pronunciation class, tongue twister training, taking a reper class, and so on. And then let's come to the learner's perception of the non-cognitive aspect. To explore the students' perception of the progress of their non-cognitive aspect, each question was raised based on 4 non-cognitive strategies developed by Prativi 2021. And same with cognitive aspect, I limited the students to give a firm response to one of the answer option, namely highly trained, trained, slightly trained, and didn't train. It aimed to compose the findings and conclusion well measurable. And then if there were unique statement or low perceived improvement levels, the investigation was continued by questioning the causative factors. Okay, let's see the chart. Okay, the diagram explain about almost all students obtain highly improved development in managing their learning, followed by their ability to engage in social interaction, the skill to solve the problems when finding knowledge gap, and the last was self-control when feeling anxious. Okay, this is some response to answer all the chart. Okay, and then you can see the picture. The participants' smile implied that they enjoy the activities and had no burden when speaking. And in the last impression, they said that learning English in this English village of Kampung is very fun. Currently, they have a positive perception of English. Okay, for the conclusion, participant is an English village is somewhat different from learning English at school, in which while studying, students can directly practice their speaking skill in authentic communication. The study found that all students benefit after intensive class in an English village at Kampung English Pare, both the cognitive and non-cognitive aspect, and they mostly found highly upgraded vocabulary followed by fluency and pronunciation. In the non-cognitive domain, all students perceive their metacognitive learning regulating ability was highly trained. This study proposed that English village can be one of the solutions to overcome several English learning problems in school, especially in Indonesia. Some students can benefit from having intensive classes in an English village and an immersion environment. Thank you very much.